definitely.
So, first, I want to thank everyone for arriving today to help us show our concern for this proposed project out in the middle of the greater Everglades, and to stop this proposed development, because it is a development. Once you open that door, more development is going to walk right through. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Betty Osceola. Nice to meet all of you here. But before we get really into the nitty-gritty and have other speakers come up, because we do have some people representing nonprofits and other organizations, remember, stay off the roadway. This is a major highway, so we want to be safe, okay? So I would like to ask Creator a few words in my language before we get started, because as Indigenous people, we always ask to share this space with our breath maker and for permission to speak the words that we're going to speak, and also to look over each and every one. So, as everyone is aware, a few days ago, there was a big show, an announcement, and the Attorney General came down here to be filmed on this airstrip. We call it the Jetport, but it's the Dade Collier County Training Facility. That is, some of you don't know, back in the 1970s, this site, this road takes you back to an airstrip. At some point in time, they wanted to make the world's largest airport out here. And a concerned group of citizens like yourselves today, from all walks of life, all backgrounds, found that common ground to work to prevent that from happening. And it was and it was so powerful what they did, the movement that they created. Even Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in that fight created Friends of the Everglades out of that. And that's a legacy that that chapter can tell when they're up here to speak. But it was so powerful what the people did, and joining together as a people, that during that time was Richard Nixon's presidency, that the EPA was created. That's how powerful that movement was to stop this airport. And we're still powerful when we're together as a united voice. And today we're here again to protect this area, because out of that creation of the Big Cypress National Preserve, no big development was supposed to ever occur out here again. A lot of people were forced to move by eminent domain to return this area to a natural state, those who were not grandfathered in. And the indigenous people, like my tribe, the Miccosukee and the Seminoles and the Independents, fought very hard to remain here, because even our villages were under threat. But we're still here. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. We're still speaking up for the land and everything that is tied to that land. And I want to share with you, you know, how when I talk about environment, because I know on the internet, people are like, well, you got to talk about this group of people, that group of people, the issue. When I speak about the environment and the ecosystem, it's with a genuine understanding that people are a part of an ecosystem. That's the definition of an ecosystem. You are a part of that ecosystem. So when we speak up to defend the sacred, to defend these ecosystems, we're also speaking up to defend you and everyone in that ecosystem. So I wanted to make that clear. That's right. And I think because not many people don't understand how indigenous people think and what they mean by the words that they say, because we're all inclusive for everyone's right to have a voice, and we speak for the voiceless. The voiceless is more than just the trees, the water, and the air. But today we're having to speak up for the trees, the water, and the air, because that's what makes us human beings, to have these natural spaces to connect with ourselves and our identity and really think about what is important in life, or our natural spaces that provide us the ability to do so. Otherwise, we'll lose ourselves and not be human beings again. A good reminder, stay off the road, a lot of cars, stay off the road. A lot of cars. Let's be safe about this. As we know, some people in charge don't really think there's an issue with people on the road and cars coming by. So let's be smart and safe about this, okay? So I want to turn the mic over to my nephew is here somewhere. Garett Stewart, aka Captain Planet.
You talking a little smack? Nah. I bet you want to stay. My name is Garett. I'm an environmental scientist. Holler at that guy, not at me. I'm not that damn cool. So, I'm glad to see you guys here. Yesterday when Auntie was saying something, she's like, I told the police that we can expect about 30 people. And I'm like, nah, we're gonna have way more than 30 people. In just a few short days, you guys have rallied up. That's why when we were smoking off, I was singing the people's song. Because I look around and I see Oyate, I see the people of Earth. I see white people, I see black people, I see yellow people, and I see red people. Grandpa told me a long time ago when we made that medicine wheel, we didn't know back then that those 4 colors were the colors of people on Earth. You have red people from North and South America, white people from Europe, black people from Africa, yellow people from Asia. And he'd say, we all have those colors inside of us. And if you take one away, you no longer have a sacred hoop, you have a broken circle. He'd say if a white man says he's not red, then give me back your blood. If a black man says he's not white, then give me your eyes back and give me your teeth. It doesn't matter what our eye color is. And the center of our eyes is blackness. If we dig with a knife deep enough, you can find a yellow pancreas inside of you too. That's my science knowledge, not my Indian knowledge. But my point being is, my people, we were always saying that Dakiase means we're all related, we're all connected. We believe in something called Wamakashka. And think about it like being a string that connects every single one of you guys to every single other person, to every dragonfly, to every tree, to every star, to every rock. That string is Wamakashka. That's how we feel Creator. That's how we feel God. I want to sing a song for you guys so maybe you can hear it on here. And a lot of times I don't necessarily explain what it is that I'm singing, but I'll give you an interpretation. Because these words that I'm going to be singing are in a different language. They're in Lakota. It's all right to record this if you want. But what's being said in this song, sometimes we have to change the word Tonkashila. It literally means grandfather. Sometimes you're talking to Creator. In this particular song, it's referring to the President of the United States. And the song is saying, President, look at me standing here having a difficult time. I'm here to defend Earth. I stand here having a difficult time. Everything returns to harmony. Everything returns to harmony. So that's what I feel when I look around here. Is the times that Tasunko Itko talked about, where something's going to happen, where all colors of people come under the tree of life again and adopt an indigenous way. And people make a joke about it. They call that the Rainbow Tribe. I would often joke about it. I thought it was kind of silly. I thought it was kind of stupid until I started watching it happen. So I'm thankful for you guys today.
Don Cachela,
yo le chate khiana wasielo uchi makana weshishina ya ola kwarawa yuhawa uyo ya yo 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 oh ha yo 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 oh ha yo 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 oh ha yo yo oh ha yo ha oh ha yo yo oh ha ya oh ha ya oh ya yo to kasheya wamaya kayo yo le chate khiana washielo ay ya yo onchi makana weshishina ya wo hakwarawa yu hawa uero ay ya yo Don Kashila Wahantam Wahugma Oyektiwa Na Chatek Niwansha Na Tatanka Yanka Wakia Oyateki Na Tatanka Oyateki Na Ehaka Oyate Na Wamakashka Oyate Na Mato Oyate na wambli hakleshka oyate ina waheya oyate ina kia oyate ki hamble tukile wacheki alo na hamble washtek wawoki maka na unchi maka wawoki the homies in Kashila. I pray that everybody gets home safe. I pray for the earth, the grandmother earth. I pray for my relatives, the homies, the ones you see flying, the ones you see standing, the ones you see crawling and swimming, the ones that are even inside of you. Don't be afraid to talk to nature. But to do that, you have to not be afraid to talk to yourself. I hope that you guys get a connection today. Because this happening right here, Lila Wakan, very sacred. It makes me sad that we have to do this, but it makes me happy to see this, because I see honor, I see respect, I see a love for nature. And for that, very proud of you guys. It's an honor to stand here with you. It's an honor to sing for you. It's an honor to clean you off. It's an honor to pray with you. Remember, in these times, we got to use our minds to stay positive. Take today like a ceremony. The next 4 days, control your mind. It might decide the next 4 years of your life. So try your best to stay as positive as you can, and man, it's not easy. I'm human too. Man, I screw up a lot. I screw up a lot, but I'm all right with that. And I'm getting to a point where I can at least admit that in front of the people. When you stop hiding from yourself, it becomes a lot easier to hide from everybody else, and that becomes a lot easier to not hide from nature. You know, because nature and God, it's the same thing. Whatever you call them, Wakantanka, you know, Takashwa, or Creator, God, you know, religion, it calls it spirit. Science calls it energy. The streets call it vibe. Might all be the same damn thing. And I'm not telling you what to call it. I'm just saying it might be worth listening to. You know, and I want to thank my Auntie Betty. Yeah. Man. Yeah. When we come back on the warpath, we come back hard, eh? Yeah. Man, she makes me so proud. And it's an honor that she asks for our help. And it's an honor that we sit here and help her the way that she needs to be helped. And man, You know, that's cool. See people put their own differences aside to stand together as one. That's hard. I got a hard finger. And sometimes when I poke people's chest, they say, man, I thought you broke my rib. But it's just a finger. All it takes is 5 of these and close that out. And excuse my French, but you got a fucking fist. And fists are easy to use in a wrong way. It's easy to hit something. For a warrior, I can't speak on for somebody that's not a warrior. I don't know what that's like. But for a warrior, not fighting is sometimes the hardest thing that I have to do.
Right.
And I'm thankful for elders like Betty that don't let me go out there and fight. In my culture, like, we have to get an approval of a woman to do that. Otherwise, we'd just be out there kicking each other's asses all day and not getting anywhere. That's why we follow the women. They don't have testosterone. They have a better judgment than we do. As males, it's our first defense to get defensive. Our first reaction is to be defensive and offensive. You know, but remember how the women are acting. You know, us warriors, we need to watch our women closely and pay more attention, because they've always been doing it this way. But we sometimes get in their way and we tell them how it ought to be done based on scalps we never even earned. You know, so remember that. Watch these women today, guys. We got some things to learn from them, and I'm thankful for them.
I talk to Creator every day. I said, this is kind of quick here. You think it's possible? But I come to learn that Creator knows it's possible. You're the only one questioning if it's possible. He puts his faith and guidance in you because he knows it can be done, but you're the only one that questions if you can do it or not. So we have to start believing in ourselves and listening, because when you're in nature and when you're true to the words, you're just not saying words, but you're true in what you are saying, and you're true in what your heart is. And when you talk to the water, and you talk to the air, when you talk to the ground, when you talk to all the elements of nature, when you talk to Creator, and when they see that you're true and wanting to help them, they'll start communicating with you. Whether it's words on the wind, whether even it's a sign of an animal that you thought didn't exist and it's there, right there looking at you. They will talk to you. And the message that I got for today, and I've been getting it for several days now, is that we have to be human beings again. We have to be a human being. Some people might think, well, I am a human being. But to really understand what it means to be a human being and why we are here on this creation. We were put on this creation to take care of it, not destroy it, not to abuse it, but to foster and care for all life of every living being on Mother Earth. That's why we're here. Mother Earth accepts us all as we are, because it takes every single one of us, from the two-legged animals here today holding signs, to the trees that are helping provide the air that we breathe, to the water that is not only in the rivers and the canals, but to the water that is in our bodies. Because we are water. We are the land. We are the air. That's what it means to be a human being. We have to remember that. The Creator is asking for all of us to be human beings again. Not just today, but every day. And to share that message that we have to be human beings again. To treat each other with respect, because the environment, if we can't respect the environment, how are we supposed to respect each other? Because we are the environment. We are the environment. And I wanted to put that thought as for today. Really think about why you're here. But don't make today just the only day you come out here. Make today, if you don't already do it, the beginning of your enjoying these natural spaces and connecting with the natural landscapes. You'll find when you get away from all the chaos, the cars, the concrete, when you get out into nature, you start realizing there's more to life. Right? There's more to life. And you really start thinking about those hard questions and seeing those answers in self-reflection. So we need our natural spaces so that we can be human beings. So that we're not senseless animals. But to have that honor and humility and the morality to know between right and wrong. And the hardest thing you can do, as my nephew said, is to remain peaceful. It's easy to kill, it's easy to destroy. But the hardest thing to do is to be peaceful and show love in the time of adversity. That's very hard, even for me. Sometimes I wish I had a magic wand and just, change it all. But that's not how it plays out. Everything has a purpose. And I think Creator really wants to see who the human beings are, where your heart is. Creator is putting you to a test, putting all of us to a test to see if we are the human beings that He created. So with that, we have the organization where it all was created because of the fight to save this place. And we have some representative from Friends of the Everglades. Eve Samples, I'm going to let her say a few words.
Over for anything or anyone, and I want to thank all of you for being out here today and standing with us. I also want to honor the sacred tribal lands we're standing on today, and the Miccosukee tribe and the Miccosukee elders who are leading the way for us. It's so easy to feel, if you live in Miami, or you live in Broward, or Palm Beach, or Naples, easy to feel disconnected from this land. But if we save the Everglades will save us. I'm so proud to see all of us joined here today. It's what Marjorie Stoneman Douglas recognized when she founded Friends of the Everglades in 1969. Friends of the Everglades was founded to save this land. The specific reason. Marjorie was 79 years old. She was tired, but she knew she needed to engage in the fight. She worked together side by side with tribal leaders, scientists, people from all walks of life. Like Betty said, all walks of life it took to stop what would have been the world's largest airport, 5 times the size of JFK Airport, from being built right here. And guess what? We succeeded. We succeeded in 1970. Richard Nixon, of all people, Richard Nixon signed the accord to stop the jetport from being built. So fast forward 56 years, we're all here today, and our efforts are needed again. We need to band together. How many of you have fought for other battles, protested in other recent days? It is exhausting. We all would love to be relaxing on the weekend, but you know what I love even more? Standing out here with all of you, and that's what it's going to take to stop this absurd proposal for moving forward. So what will it take? The Attorney General of Florida is saying that we should build what would be the largest immigration detention center in Florida on this land. He's calling this largely abandoned property. You know why it's abandoned? Because the people of Florida, the people from the country, fought to stop it 50 years ago. We have to fight again today. Let's stay engaged. Thank you for showing up today. We're going to have to keep showing up because there are really dire concerns. Whatever cause is closest to your heart that brought you out here today, stay in that lane, keep working that lane, build your knowledge. Our lane at Friends of the Everglades is environmental. We know that if you bring a 1,000-bed prison to this site, the development that would occur, the impact on our water that would occur, the human waste that would occur, would be extremely negative to the greater Everglades, to Big Cypress, to this incredible ecosystem that we're all out in today. So we're here for the fight. Please stay engaged. Stay tuned for ways that you can take direct action to Governor DeSantis, who could certainly stop this right now if he wanted to, and to State Attorney James Utzmeyer. We need to make sure that they feel the heat. Increasingly, our leaders are disconnected from what the people want. But if the people lead, the leaders will follow, and I'm confident that can happen. Thank you.
Your phone calls, not just to Governor DeSantis, not just to Utzmeyer's office, to your local representatives. Make phone calls to Collier County. Yes, this is Dade County property, but it's within Collier County that surrounds it. It's surrounded by a federal preserve. So whatever they do impacts this federal preserve. And a lot of people don't realize 40% of the water that gets to Everglades National Park and further on south comes through the Big Cypress Preserve. 40% of that water. So we have to protect all of the landscapes. And even if you don't live in Collier County, the Everglades is for everyone's enjoyment. So contact your local representatives, whether you're from Jupiter, West Palm Beach, Fort Myers, Orlando, wherever your local representative is. Contact them with your concerns. Did you want to say some words? So correct?
Yes.
All right, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Thanks, Betty.
Thank you, Betty. Thanks for inviting me. Thank you to Captain Planet. Good morning, everybody. I would like to know where the legislators are today. Where are the policymakers this morning? Once again, it is up to the environmentalists and the tribes to stop the state from building things where it don't belong. Last year, it was golf courses and state parks, and you stopped it. This year, it's the country's largest garbage incinerator in the Everglades, and now the largest detention center here. We won't stand for it, and the more you speak up, your legislators will listen and tell the legislators above them, and movement can happen. I have never seen the state reverse course so quickly as they did last year on the golf courses, and that was because of you. My name is Ken Russell, and I lived in front of an incinerator-contaminated park until I decided to get off my couch and fight the city and clean the park. And when I realized that wasn't enough, I ran for office and became a local City of Miami commissioner. I left office 2 years ago, but I cannot rest because our voices are not being heard. So now I'm running for mayor of the City of Miami, where your voice will be heard on these issues in the Everglades. Whether it is water flow from the north to the south, not east to west, where we reduce the impediments of the flow heading out to the bay, whether it's contamination of our aquifer, which this will do, whether it's development of our lands, because if we don't stop, they won't stop. So thank you all for being here, and thank you, Betty.